What's up, everybody? Let me turn this music down, and then we'll get started with the stream. It's gonna be a hectic stream. I have a feeling. We got 12 games tonight. There's been a ton of injury news today. Like, so many guys have either been downgraded to questionable or ruled out, and there's still a lot of injury news that we're waiting on. So let's see, what are we still waiting on? So Cade Cunningham, he was probable today, and then he got downgraded to questionable. So we're waiting for news on Cade Cunningham. LeBron's questionable. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The Lakers are on a back-to-back. Wemby's questionable. That was kind of expected because it was a back-to-back. And then we've got the Grizzlies with a bunch of questionable tags. Ja Morant's questionable. Jaren Jackson Jr., he was probable and then got downgraded to questionable. SGA's questionable too. And I think that's pretty much it for the big Q tags. But the Cade Cunningham one is one that we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on. Because that game, that Pistons game, it's a 7 o'clock game, so it starts in less than an hour. We're going to get that news on stream. I'd assume we get it in 20 minutes or so. I think we might build out our slip for today, assuming Cade Cunningham is out. It's going to be risky, because if Cade winds up playing, the slip probably is going to lose. But if Cade gets ruled out, I'm going to feel really good about the slip that we put together. So I think that's what we're going to do. Because I see some lines I'm liking, assuming Cade's out. There's going to be some value. And we had some other guys get ruled out, like Brandon Miller got ruled out right before I started streaming, but they've kind of already adjusted the lines for that. Onyeka Okongwu got ruled out, but they've already taken off Porzingis' props. But over the next 45, 50 minutes, guys, we're going to hopefully, build out a slip, build out a winning slip at that. Yesterday we gave out a 3-pick on stream. Went 2 for 3, and the one play that missed was the Luka taco. Go figure, The Luka taco was what sold us yesterday. But over the next 45 to 50 minutes, we'll answer questions, react to injury news, react to starting lineups, see if we can find some plays, find some value. Because that's where, this is the time where there's going to be a lot of value, because when there's injury news and, lineup changes, there's always going to be edges to find for props. And hopefully I'll be able to find those for you guys. You'll be able to get them in. But you'll have to be quick. Stuff gets taken off the board really quick these days. But, yeah, what's up to everybody in chat, man? Appreciate all you guys tuning into the stream. And hopefully I can help you guys make some money tonight. But UEV, what's up, my man? Brundy, what's up? Ignacio, what's up? Easiest day ever. He says, take SJ, Luka, Cade, MPJ, and Giannis. Just take all the star players and you just print money. It's that easy. It's that easy. Trying to see if bro can find some good value picks before the game start. Hey, that's what we're going to try and do. We did just get some news from the Pelicans. Trey Murphy and Herb Jones are both out. So the Trey Murphy getting ruled out, I think, matters a little bit for value, at least, for props. That helps Zion a little bit, helps Jeremiah Fears and Jordan Poole a little bit. I don't think there's any plays, though, that I'd be running to grab on the Pelicans. Let's see what other props they have available. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that I'm, rushing to get in. There's definitely some value on some of those prop lines, but I don't think there's anything I'm trying to get in quickly. But it looks like they are taking off the Pelicans props. Let's see. Yeah, Herb out, Trey out. Okay. Still waiting for this Cade Cunningham news. That's kind of the big one. Currently on the light rail to the Hornets-Raptors game. Hey, enjoy the game, my man. Yeah, you told me yesterday you were going to be at the game. So yeah, enjoy the game. Hopefully it's a good one. And, we gave out, in my YouTube video last night, we gave out Colin Murray Boyles over 17 PRA. So you can root for CMB for us. Hopefully he goes over that PRA line. Anything from Knicks, Clippers, Cat, Kawhi, Harden, etc. I did take a prop on the Clippers today. I took Harden over 40.5 fantasy. I gave that out on my Patreon. The lines got bumped up 3 points, so there's really not much value there anymore. But 40.5 I just thought was a really low line on Harden. He's playing 36 minutes per game this year. He was only out for 1 game, so I don't think, he's going to be on minutes limit or anything. Some of these games lately, he's kind of been in some tougher spots. The Knicks have historically been a pretty good matchup for lead ball handlers, for point guards. I like this spot a lot for Harden. I think 40.5 fantasy was a little bit of a low line for him. I don't think I would take it at 43.5, but that was a prop that I liked in that game. Besides that, not too much else I'm really liking in that game. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But let's get a slip ready to play. So we're waiting for this news on Cade Cunningham, which in my opinion it's gonna come in like 20 minutes, maybe sooner. If Cade Cunningham gets ruled out, I think a big beneficiary for sure, probably the biggest beneficiary, is going to be Jaden Ivey. He has historically really benefited without Cade. I don't know if they'll start Jaden Ivey. They might start Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins has started in the past when Cade's been out, but I think that was before they had Ivey. I think Ivey was still injured then. Either way, Jaden Ivey should really benefit if Cade's out. And then also, I think Karis LeVert gets a little bit of a boost as well. Now, Karis LeVert, he's been playing, off the bench this year. He's not really been playing like a ton of minutes. He's also been out with injury for like the last week or so. He might only play like 16 to 18 minutes, but he should be really productive. All of those minutes will obviously be without Cade. He's historically another guy that should benefit with Cade off the floor. I think if Cade got ruled out, LeVert's fantasy line it should be like 19.5. If Cade gets ruled out and Ivey starts in place of Cade, Ivey's line should be like almost 30 if he's starting. I think right now Prizepicks only has Ivey up for fantasy and LeVert up for fantasy. Okay, they do have LeVert up for PRA and PR. But yeah, these are two lines I really like if Cade gets ruled out. And then let's see if we can find a third pick to pair with that. I was going to wait for the news to come out. Like if Cade winds up getting ruled out, just, have this ready to play. But they're going to pull this off the board so quickly. So I think I might just submit it and just hope that Cade's out. SGA's questionable. This feels like a spot where they could probably rest SGA against the Jazz. We could maybe take an over on like Jalen Williams and, assuming SGA maybe sits this game. Could maybe take an over on like Luka or Laravia, assuming maybe LeBron gets ruled out. But like that's a national TV game, Lakers Spurs, so I feel like LeBron's probably going to play. Maybe we'll maybe we'll take an over on like a OKC guy. Like the matchup is so good against Utah that like Jalen Williams can still go over this line if SGA plays. If SGA doesn't play, Jalen Williams should have a very good chance of going over this line. I think Prizepicks bumped his lines up earlier today, and then they bumped him back down. Obviously, if SGA's out, there's really good value here. This might be the slip, man. This might be the slip. Just hope that Cade gets ruled out. Hope SGA gets ruled out. Even if they play, like even if Cade plays, even if SGA plays, this slip isn't like just dead. Ivey has still gone over this line 2 of his last 5 games. Cade played in all those. Karis LeVert, he's been out for a while, but 2 of his last 3 games he's gone over. It's a great matchup too against the Bulls. The Bulls play fast, so it's a good spot for fantasy points. And then obviously J-Dub's in a fantastic matchup against Utah. Really the only concern there is blowout, but if SGA's out, that makes it more likely the game's competitive. I think this might be our stream slip. You could wait. Like you could wait till the news comes out that Cade is either playing or not. But like, as soon as that news comes out that Cade's out, if he does get ruled out, like they're gonna pull these lines immediately. So I'm just gonna submit it. It's a riskier stream slip for sure, but I like it. I think there's a good chance Cade doesn't play here. Cade was probable, got downgraded to questionable. Anytime that happens, I tend to lean that the guy doesn't play. So let's roll with that. Official stream slip for today. Hopefully we see Cade Cunningham ruled out in the next 15 minutes, and hopefully we see SGA get ruled out. Because if both those things happen, I feel very, very good about this slip. Raptors will start quickly. Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, and CMB. So Raptors starting who we expected. But yeah, if you guys want to tell this stream slip, feel free. It's obviously a little bit riskier. We talked about that. It's kind of injury news dependent. But if injury news falls our way, I really like this slip. Cade Cunningham is out. Cade Cunningham is out. Go, 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 go. Y'all hurry, hurry, hurry. Get it in. Get it in quick. Go. Go. They're going to pull these lines in like 10 seconds. Let's see how long it takes them. See how long it takes. I'm going to post these. I mean, the Jaden Ivey play, I absolutely love that play. I hope he starts. Post this in Discord. Okay, Karis LeVert's available to play. He was probable. Duncan's available. But yeah, Cade's out. Really like this. I think the reason they're not pulling it as quick, for one, they only have fantasy scores up, I think. Oh, I think they're pulling them. Maybe not. Oh, here they go. They're going. They're going. Get them. And they're gone. Hopefully somebody got him. I mean, we put that shit in 5 minutes ago, so if you didn't get him in, I'm sorry. But man, I feel really good about that slip. If SGA gets ruled out, oh my god, that slip's going to be so good. We've been doing really good with like the injury news. Like, kind of predicting injuries. We took an over on Chris Dunn the other night. And, you know, Harden got ruled out. That was really good for our stream slip that hit that night. We've been pretty good predicting, you know, having injury news break our way. Hopefully, SGA gets ruled out and we'll be in really, really good shape. So what other, let's see, what other injury news are we still waiting on besides SGA, besides LeBron? The Jaren Jackson Jr. one kind of matters a little bit for Santi Aldama. They've already kind of bumped his lines up a little bit, though, so I don't know how much value there really is here. But if Jaren Jackson Jr. gets ruled out, I do like Aldama over PR. I think that's pretty good. I think they bumped that line up 1 point, but like if Jaren's out and Aldama's starting, his line should probably be like 25.5 PR. At least like 24.5, probably 25.5 though. Ja's also questionable. I think Ja's going to play, but that would, I mean, if Ja's out too, that's even better for Aldama. So that's one I'm kind of keeping an eye on. But I'm not going to play anything with that just yet. But we'll see over the next 35, 40 minutes, we'll see what other news comes out. But I'm glad we got that Pistons one in because I feel really good about that slip. Jason said he took Holland too. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. He should benefit without Cade. Let's see. As Cade, I think Cade's missed a couple games this year. Yeah, so Cade's been out. He's been out 3 games. Ron Holland was pretty good in those 3 games. 28 minutes, 24 minutes, 31 minutes, 24.7 fantasy, 24 fantasy, 24.4 fantasy. But I'm pretty sure Jaden Ivey was out these games. Yeah, Jaden Ivey didn't play in this game. LeVert did play. He played 17 minutes, had 8, 8. So he had what? 8, 5, and 8. I mean, that's in 17 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. That's really good. It's also worth noting, you know, Tobias Harris is out, Jalen Duren's out, so they're thin, no doubt. But yeah, it looks like LeVert had, what, 23 fantasy in 17 minutes, so that's good. Let's take a look at this game. LeVert played 23 minutes, had 14, 2, and 6, so, you know, like 27, 28 fantasy. That's good. Looks like Holland did start some of these games. I don't think Holland's going to start tonight. He might, but I doubt it. And then let's take a look at this game. LeVert, 22 minutes, 17, 5. Yeah, 17, 1, and 5. So, I mean, LeVert's been really good without Cade this year. Ivey hasn't played a game without Cade this year, but historically, Ivey's been really good without Cade. But we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that starting lineup because that's going to dictate, I think, my confidence level. I would like to see Ivy starting. I think he'll start, but they could go a different route. But yeah, I think taking a Holland overs was solid. I think that was okay. I try not to go too heavy. Like, I don't want to take like 5 overs on the same team because then you just run the risk of like, you know, if the team gets blown out, then you're going to be screwed. I try and think about the guys who really benefit the most from a projection standpoint. And Ivy and Levert, at least where their fantasy lines were at, I thought were the best ones. But the other ones were okay too. Love this last minute content. Thank you, Shad. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, man. I really hope these streams help you guys. I know it can be a little hectic, like trying to play stuff with injury news, because like it gets taken off the board so quick, and like it's really hard for probably people to get them in. But I still try and do my best to find the place for you guys, and then if people are able to get them in, then you know that's great. I know there's going to be people that miss them, and you know they're not quick enough, and that's kind of just how it goes. But these streams are so fun. I really enjoy doing them, and I'm hoping that you know they help you guys out as well. Favorite goblin today to pair with last minute injuries? I don't know. I haven't even looked at the goblins. I'm just thinking like maybe a guy that's like in a really good matchup. I wouldn't take like SGA because he's questionable. Also, there's blowout risk there, so that's probably not one I would take. I mean, you could take like, do they have a goblin for like CMB? A 15.5. I mean, I guess you could take that. I'm trying to think like the plays I've already kind of given out, like you could take goblins of. Like Keontae assist, if they have a goblin for that. I gave that out at 5.5. Let's see where it's at, if I can find it. Like you could take like 3.5 assists. I mean, the payout on that's going to be very low, but you're just trying to find with the late injury plays. Those are plays that have a very, I wouldn't say very high, but they have a higher probability of hitting. So really, you're just trying to find something to pair with that that you feel good about hitting as well. Let's see. If you take Keontae assist just with a random play, it would be probably what, like 1.7x, 2x. Okay, so 2x. That ain't bad. That's a double up. I still think that would be good. Okay, so SGA remains questionable. Jaren Jackson Jr. game time decision. That doesn't help us at all. I doubt we're going to get any of that news on stream. That probably won't come till later. But we'll definitely get some starting lineups on stream, and we'll react to those. Okay, Vince Williams got ruled out for the Grizzlies. So they're a little bit more thin. But yeah, I don't know if there's any specific goblin that I would say, like, absolutely take this. I think it's kind of just, like, whatever you like. If you want to take, like, I don't know, what's... like Jaylen Brown points or something. I mean, like, you could take Jaylen Brown like 25 points. You could take like Embiid. They have Embiid for like 20 points maybe. Yeah, like you could take Embiid 20 points against the Wizards. Stuff like that. Just it's kind of just whatever you see. Have they added? Do they have Porzingis props back up yet? I really like this spot for Porzingis without Onyeka. I wouldn't take 23.5 Goblin PRA. I would say if they had like Porzingis for like 12 points as a Goblin, I would take that. What's up, Noah? Cash out on that Davion Mitchell assist yesterday. He ended with 8 assists, but my first question is how do you feel about AJ Mitchell props if SGA gets ruled out? I think AJ Mitchell would really benefit. I think he would. I don't know if they even have props on AJ Mitchell right now. Prizepicks doesn't, at least. Maybe some other sites do. But yes, I would definitely like AJ Mitchell overs if you can get them in before they adjust the lines. Now, obviously, after they adjust the lines, the value's kind of gone. But I think, let's take a look. Has SGA been out a game this year? Let's see. Okay, so SGA has missed. He's missed 1 game this season, and it was against the Jazz. Go figure. So let's see what happened in this game. So they started Jay Will, Chet, J Dub, Cason Wallace, and AJ Mitchell. So Hartenstein was out this game, and he's out today. Caruso's out. Dort was out then. Okay, so I would assume the starting lineup, if SJ's out, the starting lineup is going to be Chet, J-Dub, Dort, and then probably AJ Mitchell and Cason Wallace. But it could be Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins started over Cason Wallace last game. I would think AJ Mitchell starts though. And last time SJ was out, AJ Mitchell 7 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Not a great game, but he definitely should benefit. He did play the most minutes of all the starters, that's a positive sign. If it's a blowout, I think AJ Mitchell probably gets extended minutes. He's not going to be like the first guy they pull in a blowout. That would probably be like Chet or J-Dub. But yeah, I think there would be some value on AJ Mitchell props if you can get them. You don't go through DFS slates anymore? No, I don't. I haven't played, I haven't done like traditional DFS content in it's almost been like 3 years now. I still enjoy playing DFS. I still play DFS, somewhat regularly, especially for like NFL. I don't really play it for NBA. It's just that the content perspective, player prop content, Prizepicks content it's been way better than DFS content. And kind of my passion for DFS has kind of died down over the years. I really enjoyed the player prop perspective of betting and doing content. So no, I really don't, do DFS anymore. DFS content at least. Someone asked, Nurkic over fantasy, Maxey over fantasy. It's not a great spot for Nurkic, but I know he's been really productive lately. I definitely would worry about blowout risk for that. If Utah gets their shit kicked in, Nurkic is going to see lesser minutes. I feel like 29.5 is a pretty good line for this spot. I know he's been crushing lately, but you can't expect him to continue to put up, 41 fantasy points a game. He's a productive player, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of ways this could go south for Nurkic. Just because it's a bad spot. There's blowout risk. I don't love that play personally. And then Maxey. It's tough with Maxey. I know Maxey's also kind of been crushing lately, but the Sixers are starting to get healthy again. Embiid's healthy. Paul George is healthy. They're getting Kelly Oubre back tonight. Obviously, Washington is a fantastic matchup, but this is another game that has a lot of blowout risk. So it's I will say, Maxey, even in blowouts, Maxey still plays 34 minutes, which is absurd. His minutes, he's playing the most minutes in the NBA this year. But 49, that feels like a pretty good line, even against the Wizards. Just with the team fully healthy. You can't expect Maxey to average almost 60 fantasy points a game. So someone said Cade's out, Ivy's starting. I haven't seen the Pistons starting lineup yet. There might be some sites out there that have projected starting lineups, but the official starting lineup hasn't come out yet, to my knowledge. But yes, Cade is out. That's good for our slip for sure. Have they put Pistons props back up yet? They have added them back. Let's see. Nothing for Jaden Ivey. Okay, but they do have some Goblin lines for Jaden Ivey, but that's it. And I don't see anything on the vert, just Goblin lines. Okay, that's interesting. What about Chet fantasy? You could take that as well. I feel like if SJ's out, that benefits J-Dub a little bit more than it benefits Chet. I could actually look, though, and see. So let's take a look at fantasy points per minute this season. You could also look at last season, but we'll just look at this season. I know J-Dub's been out some, so there's probably not a huge sample with J-Dub playing without SJ. Let's take a look. So this year, Chet's at 1.19 fantasy points per minute. J-Dub's right behind him, 1.16. Without SGA, let's see where that goes. Without SGA, Chet's at 1.43. J-Dub's at 1.35. So Chet's actually been better per minute without J-Dub, or without SGA. So you definitely could look at Chet as well. Also, Hartenstein's out right now, so that's probably even better for Chet. So yeah, I don't think, if you wanted to take Chet overs, you could. Again, like I wouldn't just, it would be risky. Like, I guess you could, like, load up on Thunder props and just hope that SGA's out. But there's some risk there, obviously, if you do that. We got lucky that, we took 2 guys from the Pistons and, K got ruled out. Okay, we're getting some starting lineups. Hornets will start Ball, Knuppel, James Bridges, Diabate, as expected. Maxey, Edgecombe, George, Barlow, Embiid for the Sixers. That's as expected. Wizards will start Bub, Trey Johnson, Champagnie, Koulibaly, and Sarr. So that's as expected. So far, no lineup changes that I've seen. Still waiting on that Pistons one though. That's gonna be one to keep an eye on for sure. What about Wembanyama points? I'd be a little iffy on Wemby here. For one, it's a back-to-back. He's coming back from injury. Last night, he came off the bench and played, I think, 21 minutes. Now, he went off in 21 minutes. And Wemby can do that. Like, Wemby can go off in small minutes. But he had 30 points in 21 minutes. That's obviously not something you can expect to happen every game. If Wemby's only playing 21 minutes again on a back-to-back, like, I'd be a little iffy taking his overs. I know his overs, I think the market has kind of bumped his lines down. We took, in my Patreon, I gave out Wemby under 45 fantasy, and that line has come down like 5 points, I think. Where's it at? Yeah, it's come down 5.5 points. The lines on Wemby were pretty high earlier today, and I think the market has started to kind of bet into his unders, because just like, he's probably going to be on a strict minutes limit again on a back-to-back, if he plays. He's questionable, so he might not even play, but if he plays. So yeah, I'd be a little hesitant taking Wemby overs tonight, personally. We were close as fuck. Lucas sold us, man. God, that stream slip yesterday should have hit. I can't believe the Luka Taco was the one that sold us. Because we nailed the Huff over, Potter under. Because I think Huff played like 32 minutes, and I think Potter only played like 16 minutes. Like, it was the perfect script for our slip. And then the Luka Taco is what lets us down. Like, come on, man. Like, what are the odds? Wemby starts tonight? I don't think so. I assume they're going to bring him off the bench again. He came off the bench last night, so on a back-to-back, they're going to probably limit his minutes again. I'd assume he's coming off the bench. One more, bro. How do you feel about Jimmy Butler, RA, Jalen Johnson props without Trae Young? Take a look at Jimmy Butler's RA. Let's see. Where's that line at? 10.5. I mean, that feels like a pretty accurate line for Jimmy. Assists is at 5, rebounds at 5.5. I don't have much of a take on that one. I think that's kind of an accurate line. I'd have to look into like Jimmy's rebound chances, his assist opportunities lately. He's obviously gone under this line some games, but I'd have to look more into that one. I don't have much of a take on that one. I think if you like that one, you could play it. And then the other one was Jalen Johnson. I mean, Jalen Johnson's prop lines are like so high right now, but he's crushing every night. It's a great matchup. That's all. That's really what I gotta say. I mean, you could take overs on Jalen Johnson, no doubt. The matchup's fantastic, but his lines are just so inflated. I mean, 54 fantasy is like, I've never seen Jalen Johnson projected that high. But he's had games where he's gone over, no doubt. Okay, Celtics will start Pritchard, White, Brown. Okay, that's as expected. Nuggets start Murray, Braun. Okay, so that's as expected. Who is this dude? He's fucking just spamming in the chat. I'm gonna have to time this dude out. Someone said KD under rebounds and assist. let's see. I think that was a popular play on Prizepicks today. I mean, let's see, KD this year. Why are his RAs so high lately? So he's averaging just over 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists per game. Lately, he's had some big rebounding games. He's had some big assist games. I mean, I feel like 10's an accurate line for KD's RA. A lot of people are betting into that, which anytime the public is so high on a prop, I'm always hesitant. I feel like Portland matchup is like, I guess it's probably okay for rebounds and assists. It's probably not great. If you want to, for what it's worth, last time they played Portland earlier this season, he only had 5 rebounds and 3 assists, so he went under in 36 minutes. If you want to take that under, I mean, I guess you could. So, again, like these prop lines, like they're so, when the public is so heavy on a prop, it just feels like it never works out. Like it always fails, but we'll see. Some dude said, I've lost my college savings thanks to you, Noah. Then why are you in here watching the stream? It don't make no sense. Simon's over 13.5 Anthony points, been good the last 5. Yeah, he was really good last game. He started off, I think he had 0 points in the first half, and then he had like a huge second half. Look, Anthony Simons, he's definitely he's a shot chucker. Like when he's on the floor, he's gonna shoot the ball. I'd have to look. Like has he just been shooting really well? What's been going on? Let's see. Anytime like a scorer has a stretch like this where they're going over their lines a lot, I like to look at like have they just been shooting really effectively, or what is it? So last game, 9 for 16, 5 for 8, 5 for 13. I mean, his efficiency hasn't been like terrific. He's just had really good volume. He's been taking a lot of shots. I mean, he took 14 threes last game. If that volume continues, I like the play, but again, like I just don't know with Anthony Simons. Also, Simons' minutes this year have been kind of all over the place. Like last game he played 27, but the game before that only 19. Then he played 30, and then he only played 19. He's kind of like hot-handish. Like if he's playing really well, his minutes will get upped. If he's playing poorly, if he's missing shots, he could play like 18 minutes. Obviously, as of late, he's been shooting well, scoring well, so the minutes have kind of been extended. I don't have much of a take on that one. If I had to lean aside there, I guess I'd lean on the over, but that's one that feels kind of correct to me. One more, bro. Concanapple points, RJ Barrett points. So Brandon Miller's out for the Hornets. That definitely should benefit Con. I'm assuming they've already adjusted these lines for Miller being out. We could take a look at what Con's done this year. Let's see. Okay, so Brandon Miller's been out in a lot of games this year. I forgot about that. So this year without Brandon Miller, you can see what Con's done. 32, 30, 28, 28, 24, 24, 20, 20, 19, 19. Okay, Pistons will start Ivy, Robinson, Thompson, Reed, Stewart. So there we go. Jaden Ivey is starting. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, Con's had some good games without Brandon Miller. I'd assume if you look at like his usage probably goes up with Miller out. Toronto matchups, probably a decent one, I think. Last time Brandon Miller was out, they faced Toronto. It was back in November, but he did have 24 points in that game. Let's see, did LaMelo play? Okay, LaMelo played. Miles Bridges played in that game. I don't hate Con overs. It's another play that's really popular, but I think no Brandon Miller should benefit him. And then the other question was on RJ Barrett points. So RJ Barrett, he's been limited since he's come back from injury, but I think his minutes are pretty much back to full now. He's gone from 24, 24, and then 30, and then last game 31. So yeah, now that Barrett's pretty much playing full minutes, there could be some value on his props. His points prop, let's see where it's at. 18.5. I feel like that's probably an accurate line. Let's see what the sportsbook market has that at. I wouldn't really look too much into some of these games because like some of these games were when he was limited minutes wise. Obviously last game he played 31 minutes and still went under. Did he shoot the ball poorly? I'd have to look into that. Let's see. He had 17 points on 7 for 17 shooting from the field and 2 for 8 from 3. So, I mean, yeah, last game he just shot really poorly. Let's see. He's favored. DraftKings has him minus 125 to go over 18.5. I don't hate that play on RJ Barrett. I don't hate that. Last 2 games with 30 minutes, 29 points and 17 points. Again, the 17-point game, he shot terribly. So, I think that's okay. AJ Johnson over PRA. The Wizards, yeah, they've got some guys out tonight, no doubt. Chris Middleton's out. CJ McCollum's out. AJ Johnson hasn't played a lot this year, but this definitely could be a spot where he gets extended minutes. And especially if the game's a blowout, he for sure probably plays in a blowout. Yeah, he's only averaging 6 minutes per game this year. He's barely been playing. I think this is a spot where he could play more. Because they don't have Corey Kispert either. He got ruled out like a while ago. So, I mean, they probably only have like 10 available players, so he probably has to play. I think if you're taking AJ Johnson overs, you're kind of just hoping it's a blowout, because that's when he probably really benefits is like in garbage time. But I honestly don't hate those. I want to say AJ Johnson, when he's gotten minutes, he's been fairly productive, at least like with stats. I mean, the one game he played 13 minutes, he had 5, 2, and 3. He played 15 minutes against Milwaukee, he had 8 and 2. You could do that. Jabari Smith over 15.5 points. Şengün is out. Yeah, we'd have to take a look at let's take a look at Jabari without Şengün this year. Let's see what we got. I'd assume he's been pretty good. Yeah, 17, 21, 15, 22, 16. So 4 out of 5 games without Şengün this year, he's gone over 15.5 points. Where's he at? Where's Jabari at? I don't hate that play. I mean, the game he had 15, he did shoot well. He just didn't take a lot of shots. But the minutes are going to be really good. I mean, he played 38 minutes last game. 34 the game before that. It's going to be a tougher matchup for KD. KD probably is guarded by Toumani Camara, who's a really good defender. So I could definitely see it being a spot where Jabari gets a bit more opportunity. I don't hate that play on Jabari. He's been, again, 80% hit rate without Şengün this year on that points prop, if you're into that. He's all red, but the main people, including guards, are out, and it's bait. Oh, you're talking about AJ Johnson? Yeah, I mean, the lines are set there for a reason, obviously. Anytime a player who's averaging, 6 minutes per game has PRA lines set at 13.5, that's obviously for a reason. No Middleton, no Kispert, no McCollum. I think there might be somebody else out too that I'm missing. Keyshawn George, he's out too. Cam Whitmore's out. So yeah. The over, I don't hate it. I think you root for a blowout if you take that over. Great value. Noah Ivy's at 28 fantasy. Is he really? Damn, he is. Yeah, so that just shows you the value we got. LeVert's line bumped up 3 points. Ivy's line bumped up 9 points. So hopefully you guys were in here at the beginning of the stream when we gave out that stream slip, because it looks really good. At least the Pistons guys. We'll see about SGA playing. If he gets ruled out, then, oh man, we're going to be cooking. Michael Porter, PRA or fantasy? Let's see. Porter's PRA is at 35.5. Fantasy is at, where's his fantasy at? 40? I think those are about equal. If I had to lean, I think I would lean on the fantasy line. I want to say Porter's been like a pretty low turnover guy. He typically only gets like maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 turnovers, and usually he can get at least like 1 or 2 steals or a block or something to make up for it. I don't think the matchup's great for Michael Porter going up against Orlando. Orlando's typically been a good defensive team, but this game has a close spread. Anytime Brooklyn's playing in competitive games, that's going to be good for Michael Porter. When Michael Porter has bad games, it's usually because Brooklyn gets blown out. But yeah, in competitive games, he's getting big minutes. If I had to pick a side there, I would lean on the fantasy line over the PRA, but that's up to you, honestly. I usually always prefer fantasy, just because with fantasy, you have more outs. You could get lucky and Porter gets like 3 steals. I'm sure there are scenarios where Porter gets a bunch of turnovers and, you know, maybe he goes over his PRA, but not his fantasy. But I feel like with fantasy, you just have more outs to cashing than you do with anything else. You like Io PRA with Kobe and Giddey out? So I think Io's probably, he's still going to come off the bench. How much is he going to play off the bench? Probably mid to upper 20s in minutes. He's been going over his PRA a lot lately. I'd have to look. Let's take a look at without Josh Giddey and without Kobe White. I don't know how many minutes or how many games we're going to see here. So 5 games this year without Giddey and without Kobe White. Io has had 27 PRA, 17, 22, 27, 24. So that's what? 4 out of 5 games? The game he went under was against the Pistons, which is today's matchup. But I think 20.5 is a pretty solid line. I would lean on the over, though, if I did have to pick a side there. Maybe his points and assists. His points is at 14. He's favored to get 4 assists. So maybe I would take points and assists instead of PRA. I mean, he has been getting some rebounds lately. That's really up to you. I think I like the PA, though, better than the PRA. The Minnesota game, he had 6 rebounds. That's why he went over PRA, but not PR or PA. But like 6 rebounds, I mean, that's kind of the highest possible outcome for Io. Yeah, I think I'd lean on the points and assists there over the PRA personally. Oubre's back. Is he going to be on a minutes restriction? Yeah, he will be. I think we already got that news. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Underdog tweeted it out. Where is it? I'm fairly confident I saw it. Kelly Oubre, Trenton Watford will have minutes limits if they play. So yeah, Kelly Oubre will definitely be limited. He's probably going to come off the bench too, if I had to guess. You like Zion and Queen overs since Herb, Trey, Sadiq are out? I don't know if Queen really benefits without those guys, but I think Zion definitely benefits. His lines didn't really bump up much at all. I think his fantasy was at 38.5 before Trey got ruled out. The only thing with Zion is I'm pretty sure, I think it's a back-to-back. Yeah, the Pelicans played yesterday. So I'm always worried about Zion on a back-to-back. Like, there's a chance his minutes could get limited. He did play 33 minutes yesterday. I'd be surprised if he plays 33 minutes again. I think he could play like 28. So that would have me worried on Zion. But I do like the matchup a lot against Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's been a fast-paced team this year. Defensively, they're okay. I mean, they're definitely better defensively without Trey. Having Porzingis back is going to help their defense too. It's just with it being a back-to-back, like I don't know, on Zion, I'm a little hesitant there. And then I don't know if Queen benefits too much, honestly. I feel like Queen really benefits when Zion's out or, you know, some of the other bigs are out. Not necessarily like the guards and the usage guys like Trey Murphy. 12-game NBA slate, we still don't know if SGA, Morant, Jaren Jackson, LeBron, Wemby are going to play or not. Yeah, that's the fun of NBA. Guys can get ruled out literally like 10 minutes before the game starts. But that's why it's such a profitable sport for like player props and stuff, because if you're quick and you can react to injury news, you can make a lot of money off of betting stale lines. Of all those questionable guys, I would assume Ja plays. I'd assume LeBron plays. I'd assume Wemby plays. Jaren, I don't know, since Jaren was probable and then got downgraded to questionable, so that's never a good sign. And then SGA typically doesn't miss many games, but if there was ever a spot to give SGA some rest, I feel like this would be it, you know, facing the Jazz. So we'll see. What do you think about Giannis's points? So Giannis has also been on sort of a minutes limit, you know, since he's come back from injury, but he did get over 30 minutes last game, which is a good sign. His points props at 29.5. That feels about right. I feel like the matchup against Golden State is probably a good one. I don't know how defensively. I guess it'll be Draymond guarding Giannis. I mean, when Giannis is fully healthy, playing 30 plus minutes, you know, typically you would project him for over 30 points. Does he play over 30 minutes again, though? That's the question, I guess. But his minutes have kind of gone up every game since he's come back from injury. So if he got 31 last game, maybe tonight he gets like 33. We'll see. I don't hate that on Giannis points over. Just out of curiosity, did you go to college since you're an FSU fan? I did not go to college. I started playing daily fantasy when I was a sophomore in high school. I wasn't even the legal age to play, but I just lied that I was 18. I played on Yahoo because back then Yahoo didn't even have like any sort of age verification. So I played DFS when I was in high school, just kind of for fun. And then after about 2 years, that's when I started to get better at it. I started to do content. I did content for probably 2-ish years before I started actually making some money off of content. At the time, I was making money playing DFS, but it was not a lot of money. Like, I wasn't playing high stakes. I was playing like, you know, $10, $20, $30, $40 a day. So if I could pull in like $100 or $200 a month, like that was good to me because I never had any money before that. And then it just so happened that I kept doing content, kept playing DFS, and just more money kept coming in, and I was able to make a living doing this. I'm definitely very blessed. I'm very blessed to be in the position I am. I'm thankful to everyone who watches my content, watches the videos, watches the streams. Because I really, like, I'll be honest, I have no idea what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. This has been like, I've dedicated everything to this since I started doing it, you know, almost 10 years ago. Just I'm glad to still be doing it. I mean, I enjoy gambling. I enjoy the fun of trying to project out the NBA, project out the NFL. I'm in a pretty good position, I think. And thank you to everyone who watches and supports the content. Hopefully, my content is helpful to you guys. Hopefully, it's not all about me. It's also about helping you guys, helping out the viewers, giving you the winning slips, teaching you how to make money, where to look for injury news, what props to take, and all that. Thanks for those Pacers picks last night. That was fire. No problem, man. No problem. I think we got some good ones on that one. I mean, that literally played out perfectly for us with Huff playing 30-something minutes and, you know, Potter only getting like 15. Like, it literally played out the perfect script. Any looks in the Magic Nets game? I came in late. Sorry if you've already talked about them. I don't think we've talked about many props in that game besides someone asked about Michael Porter Jr. I did give out, once it came out that Nick Claxton was going to be on a minutes limit, I did give out under 33.5 fantasy to my Patreon, but that line's off the board now. So outside of that play, I mean, I really don't see much in this game that I was looking at for today at least. The Porter fantasy, like, I don't hate that at 40, taking the over there. Again, it's expected to be a competitive game, and anytime it's a close game, I feel good about MPJ, going over a lot of his projections. I think a lot of the times he goes under is when the Nets get blown out, which hopefully won't happen here. Since Nick Claxton's on a minutes limit, you can maybe look at some Day'Ron Sharpe overs, because if Claxton's playing less, that means Sharpe's going to play more. But his lines have kind of already adjusted for that, I do believe. But, I mean, you saw the games that Sharpe was out, or the games that Claxton was out. I mean, you saw what Sharpe was doing. Like, he's a guy that can crush when he gets minutes. He's a very productive player from a per-minute standpoint. Maybe that would be my play in that game. I don't know. That's probably it. Appreciate authenticity. I can't even speak. Appreciate your authenticity, Noah. Favorite sport to gamble? Favorite sport's probably NBA. Probably NBA. Especially with the injury news and the starting lineup changes. There's just so much edge to be had with NBA that it's got to be NBA. I will say if I'm just betting on a game, like if I'm just betting like a money line or something, I would say football would be my favorite to watch. But when it comes to actually trying to make money, NBA's my favorite because of the edge it has with injury news and all that. Any money lines? I'd have to look. I'd have to look at the spreads. Let's take a look at those. We'll look at this real quick and then we'll wrap up the stream. Let's see here. See if I can get this pulled up. I'm just going to pull up DraftKings. Look at their odds. Celtics minus 375. Nets, Magic, Pelicans, Hawks, Jazz, Thunder. God, 18.5 point spread. Man, if SGA's out, can the Jazz cover 18.5? Maybe. I wouldn't feel good about it though. Team's so fucking terrible. I would say my favorite money line's probably the Raptors minus 135. I guess you could take them 2.5. I know the Hornets have been better this year, but like I'm not really buying it. Also, no Brandon Miller. I think that's probably my favorite money line tonight. I'm not a big sports bettor. Like I dabble into sports betting, but most of my money goes into props. But yeah, I think my favorite money line play tonight would probably be the Raptors minus 135. Or if you want to take them minus 2.5, you could do that too. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. Thanks to everyone who watched the stream, who tuned in. Official stream slip for tonight. I will let's see. I'll share it on screen for those that maybe missed it. I mean, it's too late now because like the props have already gotten taken off the board, and I think the Pistons game's about to start in like 1 minute. But this is our stream slip. We bet into Cade Cunningham being out. Got lucky, he got ruled out. Got some really good value on Jaden Ivey and Karis LeVert. And then we're hopeful, fingers crossed, hopeful SGA gets ruled out later tonight because that's going to be really good for our J-Dub prop. If SGA does play, I think J-Dub is still in a really good spot and could go over. I mean, the Jazz are the worst defense in the league. They turn the ball over a ton, which is great for SGA or for J-Dub. Like, he could get a bunch of steals here. So yeah, this is our stream slip. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Should have went 3 for 3 last night, but the Lucas Taco freaking sold us. It is what it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Most likely I'll have a stream tomorrow. Not 100% sure on that. It is a small slate tomorrow, but either way, appreciate you guys tuning in. Best of luck. Peace out, everybody.